morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Supatease video. And if you don't want to miss out, you want to make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do to get into Midnight and to get into PvP as powerful and as potent as possible, then this video is going to be the perfect watch for you. Blizzard has given an outline on a structure of what currencies and what rewards are going to be available at what time, so we can use this information to kind of pinpoint in and laser in on what's important in order to make sure that we're ahead of the curve and we're going to be able to stomp our opponents as much as possible. And as always, if you want to make sure that you're staying up to date with news related to World of Warcraft, educational and entertaining content, then make sure to smash that subscribe button. Your support is greatly appreciated. So right now, obviously, we are in early access. So if you are able to play during this time, during February 26th to March 2nd, these are the current rule sets. Your honor has been reset and your cap will be put to 4,000 per character, but honor gear is not purchasable just yet. Warband honor transfer is also disabled. This is a new thing. The War Within, you could transfer it. So I had a bunch of alts and I just mailed honor to one character and got it decked out instantly. They're not going to let the sweats do that this time. It's going to be 4,000 limit per character, which is like a weapon and maybe another piece of honor gear, which isn't too bad. Obviously, if you're coming in on March 2nd, you're still going to have to level. So if you're in the early release, your main goal right now is get level 90. The fastest ways to do this, I recommend that you do the campaign on one character just to make sure that there aren't any holes as far as your end game potential. You know, not having world quest is going to be a very big issue. You're going to want to have to get world quest for world PvP gear, so do the campaign on one character. The campaign is not enough to ding all the way to max level, and the grind from 87 to 90, if you just do only the campaign, is actually very long. There are new leveling routes now utilizing one of the delves that gives you like a huge amount of XP per hour. One of the recommendations that I give you is to not complete your delve quest. So a delve is a solo player dungeon or small group dungeon. You can go in by yourself. First time you do one while you're leveling, there will be a quest inside and it gives you substantial experience. I recommend saving those until you're 88 to 90 range. Well, obviously before 90, 88 to 89, because they do give you a lot and they take like 5 minutes if you do it on a tier 1, which is really easy level difficulty. They take no time and that quest gives you a huge bump. So you do the campaign, do a couple of dungeons, weave in maybe a couple of skirmishes as well if you wanted to get some honor while you're leveling, and then do those delve quests and then maybe do the delve farm if you want the fastest way. If you've got a geared character that can AoE farm, you could do that delve farm. You'll be 90. You'll have the 4,000 honor. The other thing is that during early access right now, the endgame Zone Slayer's Rise is available. And so if you complete the campaign, you'll see world quests there, and they can spawn world PvP gear, which is only 3 item levels lower, I believe, than the honor gear. So you can basically get full gear if you get lucky enough that those world quests are up. I already got one piece of it. I'm not expecting to be able to get really much more than that. You can, if you want, do normal dungeons to get to like a 224 item level, to get into heroics, to get a little bit of a bump from there. It might give you a bit of an advantage as far as farming honor on day one. It is quite a grind. I'm mostly doing it because I also want a PvE, but that gear might give you a tiny bit of an edge for the honor farm, you know, with the honor weapon that you'll get with the 4,000 plus some of the heroic dungeon gear. But I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. Another thing to realize is that even though these guys might be getting a head start on you, is that you can use the new training grounds. So probably just first thing is that if you're not able to sweat it out and you feel like you're falling behind, get to level 90, do the training grounds, get your full set of honor gear. Boom, pretty much there, right? Complete the campaign, get the PvP world quests, do those with the weekly quests that pop up to be able to get bloody tokens when those become available, which obviously we're going to talk about for this next step, which is March 2nd, which is that basically all your conquest and bloody tokens right now that you can farm, they don't mean anything. So don't think that you're getting ahead during this time. They don't mean anything. They're going to get reset. So don't be afraid to use these to buy transmogs. Don't be afraid to use these to buy gear to level with, because these conquest points will not be going forward. But on March 2nd, obviously the honor cap is going to raise to 15,000 and you'll be able to purchase, but you won't be able to transfer, which means that it seems like they do want to funnel people into the training grounds, because otherwise you could play your full geared character, keep farming, and then mail it to your alts, like I did in previous expansions. But this seems to be like, go into the training grounds first, get your honor set from the training grounds, do any weekly quests, obviously, And just make sure that you have the full honor set and do some world PvP as well, because it'll just save you a little bit of bloody tokens as far as upgrading that gear into the future. So that's the main name of the game right now. Get level 90, complete the campaign, get a couple of honor pieces, do training grounds if you're worried about getting stomped out until you have the full honor set. And then that character's pretty much as good as it's going to be until the launch of Season 1, which is March 17th, which is then you will be able to transfer honor if you want to at this point. You will be able to get Conquest. It will be capped. Remember not to buy a weapon with Conquest. And you probably don't want to buy a weapon with bloody tokens either, because you will get a free weapon, I believe, at 2,500 Conquest. So try to reserve that. That's why it's important to pay attention to the video. Just as a little tidbit, you may be wasting your bloody tokens or your conquest. Although I think they prevent you from buying a conquest weapon, but the bloody token weapon can be like like you really want to go for it. So just be aware that will affect some of your late game power if you do choose to buy it. You're obviously now going to be able to get conquest gear, and it's important that when you're queuing rated modes of PvP, so Battleground Blitz, Solo Shuffle, 2v2, 3v3, it's really important to note that you're eventually going to get a quest, and that quest is going to give you currency to be able to make crafted pieces, and you'll be able to get 3. I usually recommend going for like the neck and the 2 rings, because that gives you a really big power bump. You can get the embellishments on these very fast, so that's going to be your big bump. You're going to get in there full honor gear, try to complete some rated PvP to get that quest, get those 3 crafted pieces, buy a piece of conquest gear because you're not worried because you'll get a free conquest weapon, so don't sit on the conquest too long. I generally recommend getting pieces that turn into tier gear, because you'll be able to get bloody token piece on your off pieces, so like your belts and your bracers and things like that, and those will be your world PvP pieces. So I generally try to stick to main slot pieces with conquest, and then bloody tokens for off pieces. And this is where the real grind begins. This is where you can feel like you're going to start to fall behind, which is March 17th, we're on February 28th. So I really don't think you're falling too far behind, at least when it comes to getting through the door of PvP, especially with the training grounds. I still think it's a great time to start PvP. You might feel like you're missing out and you fell behind, but you're really not. Training grounds is going to be a great way to get in. Just fight against the bots, figure out your keybinds, test out some talent builds, get your honor set, and then you got a lot of time from then until here, which is why I'm honestly experimenting a bit as well with some PvE. I'm trying to gear a character up to be able to tank some Mythic Pluses. I'm hopefully intending to do like 1 day a week of like some viewer Mythic Plus, help you guys get the keys, and we go for a Keystone Master. I'm going to try and go for the Delve challenge as well, because you can see there's just so much time. So main goal is right now just level any character you want. Try to get the 4,000 honor. It's not going to be a huge advantage, but probably help you with the bots. Depends on how badly or correctly they've tuned the bots, because like the bots in the War Within were really strong and one-shot you in conquest gear. So like if you're not even in honor gear, the tuning's not there. Maybe the bots are actually harder than a regular battleground, but everybody else is probably going to be pretty behind on gear too when it comes to random BGs. So you can probably just send it. But Slayer's Rise looks to be very integral, and it's really fun. I just tried it out for the first time, and you couldn't really play it on the beta too much, and there was some very entertaining types of quests there just from day number 1 that I logged in. So make sure you check out the Slayer's Rise going in there. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Hope it's got you guys lowered your anxiety a little bit as far as what's going on. I'm really grateful that Blizzard is outlining and communicating this type of stuff. Same thing with the class tuning and their plans for that moving forward. This is looking like it's going to be a good one, so definitely get in there and get your friends in there. Thank you guys very much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.